Hi buddies, me again, Barbara Lunsford. Hi, this is for you too. Brenda had asked me to just do a quick video to show you the foundation row for the fan stitch and the fan stitch, and I'm just putting it on using different colors and putting it on the plus size that I'm beginning to make out of the robin eggs Bernay. Anyhow, I'm going to finish the foundation row, and this is just double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet in the same stitch. Now if my turns are, oops, and this is in the pattern, this is where you will switch to the 6.5 K hook, this upside down, which is way easier than the other one. So I'm going to finish it's hard to see it from this view. I'm going to finish and then see, there I did my double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, all in the same stitch. I'm going to skip a stitch and do the same thing. I did them all the way across. And this is where that center pattern would go. But we're gonna ignore that for the moment. Okay, the flip over isn't going to go well. Okay, so every other chain will either have a 5 double crochet cluster, or it will just have a single crochet every other chain. So say this is your center pattern. You need, next to your center pattern, you're going to need a 5 double crochet cluster next to it. So we're just going to count back and see where we're going to start. This 5 double crochet cluster, single crochet, cluster, single crochet, cluster, single crochet. So I'm going to begin with, I'm just going to do a single crochet right here. Now we're skipping over to the very next chain 1 space, and we're going to do sorry, just my home phone rings because it's all political stuff and sales. And truly amateur video, as always, guys. Do a 5 double crochet cluster, and that's it. And then you're going to just pin it down on the very next V stitch, because that's all this is called, is a V stitch, or and it can be just the V stitch, or it can be the V stitch can be the foundation row for a cluster. All it does is separate your clusters. So the next one is a cluster. Now if you don't skip every other one to put the cluster in, or you're not using cotton thread, or cotton yarn, this will not lay flat. An acrylic, it just won't. It has too much give and too much stretch to it. Now see how this lays nice and flat? And see, you're just anchoring the other side of the cluster in the next V stitch. So this is all we have. See how pretty this is? And it's one of those that as soon as you see it once, you'll be able to do it forever. And we all have our go-to stitch that we like, and this is just one of mine that just makes it easy for me to count. And it also, the great part about this is it just naturally, because this ends at right above your hips, like 3 inches below your belly button, and so when you single crochet across the row, and then you put your V stitches in, this just will naturally flare, make the garment get larger as your bottom gets larger, and it just makes a real natural lay, but it lays flat. See, and then it's just the same exact thing all the way across. Now the next row of foundation stitches it's exactly the same. It's the same stitch, but you're just going to do it a little bit differently, and I'm just going to kind of cheat and get over there. Okay, so your single crochet goes in the top of your third double crochet. Okay, this is your next foundation row, and this is where you also maybe how you need to make it lay flat. Okay, we're just in the top of the third. I'm cheating right now. And we're going to double crochet. See this single crochet space? See? It's just a shell, a cluster, single crochet. We're just going to double crochet. It's the same V-stitch. We're going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the same stitch. See? There's your V-stitch. But it's just attached to the top of the shell. And then we attach it to the top of the next shell, which would be skipping 2. You would still skip 2 stitches and put it in the top of the shell and anchor it. So there you have it. And then we're going to go across. So it is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet again, and anchor it to the top of the shell, the previous shell from before. You see, there's our V-stitches. And we're going to do another V-stitch, because in each valley you're going to have a V-stitch. That just makes it really easy. You know, I just always say V for valley, you know, so you don't have to think. And then you're gonna single crochet in the top. See, I'm just anchoring it. And then V for valley. I'm gonna cheat and turn this over just so we can look and see how this works. Okay, now we are not going we're not gonna go every other one, because it's kind of easy to see how it builds from here. Now the next row, this isn't complicated. You just are going to put a 5 double crochet cluster in each V-stitch. So, you know, there is a difference between row, you know, your first V-stitch row and the following. Your first V-stitch row will be the only one like that, but how it attaches and how it builds is exactly the same. I don't know if I have 5 in this or not. I have to count every single time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why. Okay, so we're gonna go see this single crochet is gonna go right on top of the single crochet. And all this V stitches just separate the 5 clusters. That's all it does. I mean, you can put the 5 clusters right on top of each other, but this is just a lacier, more open look. Okay, so you see the next V stitch, it's right here. It's attached to the top of each crochet from before. There's just another cluster that goes in here. Now see, if you were to put another cluster right on top of this, then your garment wouldn't lay flat, and you don't want that. So that's an easy mistake to make, and sometimes it's nice to see the instructions, to read the instructions, and then there's really good pictures that have a different color for your V stitches than for your clusters. Your V stitches are purple in the close-up pictures in the pattern, and the clusters are red. Yeah, purple, no, pink. They're kind of a bright fuchsia pink. So it just keeps you on track. You can just look back at that, because these are the same color. And then you notice how, you know, my stitches aren't real even. When I block it, that all fixes itself. And then see the single crochet at the top? Then I'm going to just single crochet it right there. And that's all you do for the until you're completely done. I mean, this is all you do is build like this. And there's instructions, and it shows you really good pictures on how to begin and end at these stitches. But so if you put, just to make sure you're clear, if you were to put a like Barbara Lunsford did, if you start out and you don't put a single crochet in every other chain 1 space of your V stitches, it buckles. See, so you have to have every other one with a single crochet in the middle. Now, your next row, you have V-stitches, and if you were to put a cluster in this part, in this chain one space, and then put another one, it would buckle also, which makes it a little too bulky. It just doesn't happen to be. And see how they're on top of each other, or see how they're alternating. They stack like bricks, not on top of each other. You know, every fan stitch is different. This is just how I decided to do this one. So don't forget to look in the pictures at the back of the pattern. They are really good. They are really bright. They're all cotton stitch. They're all cotton threads, but they're just, I use a different one and a really big hook to really show how this is done. Good day, buddies, and I will give you more videos soon. Bye.